everyone, my name is Jess and I will be teaching the Sustainability Creative Writing Project. So we have made it to week 4 and we are on innovative poems. So to create change you may have to challenge societal rules, similar to the rules of a sonnet. So how can you change a sonnet's rules to create a poem which discusses sustainability? So there's some key rules for sonnets, so the use of iambic pentameter, as shown here, dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. Now if you were to place your hand on your heart, you can feel your heart sort of beating and it should feel like dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. Now that's what you're aiming for each line, and the stronger part of the word is on dum and the weaker part of the word is on d. So you need to look at words and see where the stronger and the weaker part of the word lies and mimic that within your poem. We also have 10 syllables for each line of the poem. So if you were to place your hand underneath your chin and you can feel each time that your chin moves up and down, this will make you understand where the syllables are in your words. The poem consists of 12 lines, and for each line there is rhyming couplets at the end, which is explained below. So you have A and A goes together as a couple, B and B together, D and D, and E and E, and F and F. So you have more flexibility in an English sonnet to use different rhyming words. There's less rhyming words in an Italian sonnet, and there's 2 different versions you can use there. So the rhyming word goes at the end of the line, and this might be something you'd like to annotate in the next example. So here is an example of an English sonnet, which is 104 by Shakespeare. Now this is in your booklet and you might like to annotate this. This is in the typical A, B, A, B, C, D, D, C, D, E, F, D, E, F rhyming scheme. So for example, we can see that the first line old and the third line cold is the same rhyming pair. And then we have the same for B part, which is I'd and pride. And it might be worthwhile noting that this is not contemporary language, and this can be considered that the language of this time where Shakespeare wrote can more naturally be fitting into a sonnet. Therefore there is more flexibility in this particular writing task where you're able to choose what rules you would like to follow for your innovative sonnet. Here there is examples of sonnets that do not follow the rules. The below poem is not in iambic pentameter and only uses sound echoes at the end of the line, such as rook and rose. Now it has 10 syllables per line, so that's the rule that it's following predominantly. So midnight thoughts, peacock butterfly. Late at night, in starlit skies, I retreat to the dirt to chase the dust of the world. Under the moon, I watch my wings turn white. A murkiness swells inside of my mind. He twists my antennas, I long for him, but his love leaves battle scars on my wings. All I hear is his voice, he sounds like dust. His echoes shiver up my spiracle. I strengthen my hind wing, white to pale rouge. I am helpless in embers of red rose. The petal sap offers colourless dye. The rising blood moon claims my ashen wings. She brushes me with dawn's scarlet roses, and the stars polish gold into my veins. So this is another example of a sonnet which didn't follow the traditional rules. This one's called My Unconventional Grandfather Adonis Blue. This one's a little bit complex because it created its own pattern. So for lines 1 to 2 and 7 to 10, they are in iambic pentameter. 3 to 6 and 11 to 14 are not in iambic pentameter, with lines 5 to 6 and 13 to 14 as rhyming couplets. So my unconventional grandfather Adonis Blue. In sheepskin sky, The thin air feels surreal. I take a heavy breath in that tastes sparse, a scatter of nimbus mist to adore. He clears the way for the frightful daffles. The cool cobalt sun glares fills withering. The cold bites my daisy skin shivering. My feet on grass, my head above the clouds. I see azure sky wings land on my palm. You gloss my skin, I blink in shock. You are in every scar and wrinkle I can see. Yet I know it's you. I stream a calm tear. Tingles of your energy rise in me. This is not your form, but the only way. How I miss you, Grandad, I just can't say. So now it's your turn to have a go at writing your own innovative sonnets. You may wish to have a go at the first activity, where you only use rules that you feel comfortable to use. Now this can be one rule or it can be a few. It can be as creative as you like, and you can even make your own rhyming scheme. There's lots of different possibilities. The possibilities are endless, so you can be as creative or you can just stick to one rule. It's what you feel comfortable with. Now if you're feeling really up to a super difficult challenge, you might want to have a go at writing a traditional sonnet. Now that's optional, but it's really fun, so do have a go if you feel like you'd like an additional challenge.